We're good. I know it's very bright in here. Happy Thursday and welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam and Megan. And today is the best day because it's our 100th episode. We couldn't say it in unison correctly for you.
100th podcast.
Woo! We could not be more excited. This is thrilling. We're going to have a cake later. This is a big day. Did you think we would ever get to 100 episodes when we started this? When you so blindly agreed.
Blind is the correct word.
To co-host this podcast. I was dragging my feet on it. And then Cameron had literally been on staff like
a few months.
And was like, I'll do it with you. And I was like, okay, great. Everything's better if you have a buddy. I'm not scared to do it anymore.
Yeah, I was just like, I talk a lot. Why not?
We like talking to each other a lot.
Right. We talk to each other a lot. So why not? And now 100 podcasts later.
Yeah, that is crazy. And we owe it all to you movers.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody.
We once put out a thing where we asked what should the people be called that are our fans, and 2 people responded to it. So we learned that lesson. We're not going to do that again. So we'll maybe movers, maybe shakers. We don't know.
Yeah. I don't have a good 100 podcasts later. I still don't have a good word for it.
No, but you're near and dear to our hearts. So thank you so much. And I hope you're celebrating with us. It's been a super fun 100 podcasts. Can't wait for 100 more.
Yeah. Almost at 2 years now too.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I thought about that because I think last year our 1-year episode was the Halloween one, but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
I can't quite remember. Well, to celebrate 1 year, we have the woman of the hour, really. Meghan Keogh, big friend of the pod because she's been on multiple times, but today she'll be on as the race director for the Allianz Richmond Marathon, which is in a week.
Yeah, a week is crazy. A week from today, we're at the expo.
Yeah.
And wow, what a time to be alive.
Can't wait. So we figured this is an episode that we always do, and it always comes out when we're looking at the calendar. This is one of our most listened to episodes always too. No pressure.
Ooh, that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But when we're looking at the calendar, we were like, this is one that we've done every year. We release it this week. So we're like, perfect time because then our beautiful 100th episode will be out there for the masses.
For everyone to listen to. Welcome if you're new.
So Megan, it's race time. How do we feel?
We're feeling really good. I cannot wait for race day to be here next week.
Me neither. I'm very excited. I did a preliminary. It's too early to look. It's too early. Did a preliminary look of the weather as one does. And I'm at least into the temps I'm seeing. Like it looks like we're fall appropriate. It's not too cold, but it's fall appropriate. Runner's dream.
Yeah, we do start to look at some weather this week.
We're gonna knock on fake wood too, since I'm saying this.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
To see if there's any trends, coming up, but we're still a week out and a lot can change in that time. So, but we do want to make sure that we're prepared for whatever the weather may bring us.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, at our indoor-outdoor expo, we have also had probably every single type of weather that you can ever have. And it's still gone on without a hitch. So the show goes on no matter what. But yeah, I guess we'll just start at the expo. So before that, this past week, we had the end of the deferral period. So you cannot defer anymore. We had, we sold out the 8K the week prior, I think. And that means that there's no more race switching because there's nothing to switch into because they're all full. And this is the first time in history that all 3 races have been completely sold out, which is amazing. So over 21,000 runners will be out there next Saturday. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So we're very, very excited and trying to think any other parts of that I missed. But yeah, if you're in your race, you're in your race. And we're going to see you at the expo, unless you paid for packet mailing. We're going to see you at the expo. So the expo, what is our time frame for the expo?
Yeah, so the expo kicks off on Thursday, and we are open from 4 to 7 on Thursday, and then we get back at it on Friday, and we're open from 11 to 8 on Friday. So come down, pick up your stuff, check out our merch, check out our vendors and our sponsors and all the good giveaways they're going to be giving away. And, there's going to be lots of picture opportunities and, selfies and just get race ready.
Very exciting. merch is great. Cameron helped with some merch design this year, and I know she's real excited at what she's seen coming into the store.
Yeah, I literally, one of the boxes, Allison opened it and I screamed. I was like, are you kidding me? Mind you, I helped design it, but I still was like, wow, this is too good. So very excited for the merch this year. And even the volunteer and the race committee shirts, the little pennant.
Yep.
I was like,
I love those.
yeah, I was like having because obviously I'm not graphic design girly, but I have a lot of ideas. And so having an idea of mine, I'm an idea girl. Hey, you need an idea? I got a ton of those. But seeing that like on a shirt is just crazy. I know how Dion feels. Every time his stuff is on a shirt or a hat, I'm like, wow, that was me. And I feel like I ask him all the time, I'm like, if he's out in public and he sees his own stuff, and I'm like, oh, I made that. And he's like, I don't do that. And I was like, let me see something out. And I'm in carry time. Hey, so did you know that was my idea and I made that shirt? And thank you. So yeah, very excited for the merch this year. Megan, so I plan on doing a post, but if you were going to tell somebody the best time to come to the expo, what time would you tell them to come?
So I would encourage people to come on Thursday, especially if you're local. It tends to be a little bit slower that day. If you are running the marathon, people want to get their stuff, chill out on Friday and just not have to worry about anything. Right. But earlier the better is always my motto. I hate being late. I don't want to feel rushed. So if you're going to come on Friday, earlier the better.
Okay. So make sure to try to get there earlier. Not saying, obviously there's people who can't.
Sure.
And if you can't, then come when you can come. But if you're like, I don't know what time I'm going to decide to go, come earlier because then you'll have less problems.
Less stress, stress. Even if you do hit a little bit of traffic or something like that, there's an accident, something unforeseen, you have extra time built in.
More time to look at merch.
Yeah. Also a huge thing, obviously we've talked about the expo. If you're a runner, you're very familiar. If you've never been to one, it's where you're going to come, or this one of your big first races, you're going to come get your bib. And so you'll come in, you'll kind of be directed right to our bib assignment area. And then you'll go through our sports backers store, like we've mentioned, where you can just really go crazy on all the merch. And then we have all of our vendors and sponsors, and they're killing it, as Megan mentioned, with tons of photo ops and giveaways. It's a freebie free for all.
Yeah. Sure is. What do we normally hit? In my mind, I'm getting it confused with the 10K Expo. So,
CarMax, I would say the big three, CarMax, Allianz, and VCU Help always have a lot of good giveaways. And Allianz normally always has some very wild photo booth situation that is high tech. I've played on, they have in the past, they've had the one where you stand on the pedestal and they do the thing.
The 360.
The year we had the tattoo motif, they had the really cool big backdrop that was all tattoo themed. That was really pretty. So there's some of that for sure. I'm personally going to plug, we have a lot of other live activations happening this year, which is really exciting. Those are all on Friday. So you know what, if you're local, come get your stuff on Thursday and then just come back on Friday to party. So yeah, just to come watch the programming, but then you don't have to deal with the crowds while you pick up. So we have 3 different types of panels. So we have the first one, I believe, it's all on the website if I have gotten any of this slightly wrong, at richmondmarathon.org. And then when you go into the expo, it has the expo schedule and you can find all of that there. But I believe first we have Game Changers, which is a group that empowers people to be coaches. And it particularly is with women and people of color. So it's just really cool to have them activated our marathon. We're very excited. They're bringing a huge group here, which is really cool. So I think it's that's at 12:30. Hey, I should have known. I'm with Scheduled Girl. Yeah. She's only had to post it so much. And so they're coming 12:30 and they're going to have a panel with some different coaches about what each coach brings to the table. That includes Tiffany Copeland, our very own, on the panel. So that's very exciting. She works for Sports Backers. She's our director of Fitness Warriors. So familiar face on the panel for you. And then we have Stride Forward is the next one. What time is that one at?
2.
Stride Forward. And they also are a group that kind of deals with menopause, perimenopause, and running as a mom, as a woman. And they're going to be there doing that. And then the third one happens at 3:15. That's what I'm responsible for. So I know that one. 3:15. We have Trevor Spencer from Marathon Training Academy, Lindsay Hine from I'll Have Another, and Sophie King, who is a local runner. If you're from Richmond, you're very familiar with her. She won the 10K last year. So they're going to be there, and they're going to talk about how the tough miles matter. When you don't want to run, when you don't want to do it, and kind of how that just corresponds to tough things in your life too. So those are all some exciting activations we have there.
And then you'll see Lindsay on race day as well.
That's right. She is one of our announcers, which is always really fun that she gets to have a big connection to the whole entire weekend. Any fun social things you're doing that you know of at the expo?
Not sure yet. I have a lot that I have to work on and to be scheduled out, but I don't know about any when it comes to the actual expo when I'm there, it's just spur of the moment, really. Like a cute little when we did the 10K fashion model walk, that was really just, hey, let's do this. So whatever the vibes are, that's
You're a vibe girl.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a vibe girl. But I'm like, hey, we need to pep it up in here. Fashion show, everybody. Let's go.
So if you see Cameron and she asks you to participate in a reel, because she might, just say yes.
Yeah. Because go back to last year when we tried to do that thing on the freaking tripod. And we were like, tell us what you're excited about for race day. And it didn't really work. And then it just kept falling over. And we were like, I quit. Forget this. So yeah, if I come up to you and I'm like, hey, it's just me. So you know me.
Yeah.
Just answer my questions.
What do they need to pick up their packet? And what else are they getting besides just their bib?
And can they pick up somebody else's packet?
All good questions. So like you said, when you walk in, you'll be first directed to get your bib number. And then once you have that, you will head over to pick up your shirt. And then you will be kind of directed into our vendor area. Anybody that's planning to use bag check can stop by the Estes booth and pick up a clear bag from Estes. We are requiring clear bags at bag check. So you can pick one up straight from their booth while you're at the expo so that you're ready to go for race day. If you're planning to not run, if injuries happen, things happen, but you still want to come, you can still come and get your shirts. So, as you mentioned, deferrals period is over. There's no more switching because all the races are full, but you can still come get your shirt if you would like to.
What about if they're registered for virtual?
So we do mail out all the virtual stuff after the event because we also mail out the medals. So there's no need to come to the expo, and you can just get your stuff in the mail after the race.
Great. Also, I think we maybe failed to mention all this. It's at Richmond International Raceway in the infield. And that is my personal favorite expo venue because I think if you're from out of town and or in town, it is just exciting. You're literally in the middle of the racetrack. So it's really cool. It's a fun way to see another big sports venue in town.
Yeah. And it's so crazy. I don't know. It's easy to forget that you're in the middle of a racetrack because of how big the infield is and how big the expo hall is, that when you step outside and you're like, oh, there's a racetrack right there. It's just so crazy to I don't even think about it until I'm looking at it. And I'm like, oh, I forgot we're actually in the middle of it.
Yeah, it is a cool place that, most people don't normally get to go to. So it's kind of a cool, especially if you're from out of town and,
another big point I got excited about while we're sitting here, DJ Ron Manila is going to be there.
That's my fave.
Yeah.
That's me and him go like this.
When I am over there signing some bibs, checking some people out at merch, and you're like, I need that pep in my 10th hour of being here at the expo. You hear some sweet tunes by Ron, and you're like, I'm back.
Love that guy.
And he's a fellow runner, so Ron might be out there. We don't know.
Yeah, he was last year.
Yeah,
he ran last year. We also got a little coffee cart, and that thing keeps us moving.
It does.
The whole weekend.
Yeah.
So love that. Yeah. What else we got? We don't have energy drinks, do we?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think that for this. No.
Yeah, I get them mixed up.
Yeah, that's easy.
Coffee's an energy drink.
Yeah, coffee's enough for me.
I think Papa John's is there selling mini pizzas, which we have had them there in the past as well. So if you're hungry on site, that's a good option.
That's true.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, you guys are talking about being there all day. We have staff that really is putting in a lot of hours to make sure that things go smoothly and that everybody gets taken care of. But, we also have all those volunteers out there too. And
big point.
I mean, so when you're picking up your stuff, say hi to a volunteer, say thank you. We have over 1,200 volunteers for this event, and it just can't happen without them.
No. And also a thing that's really wild that people might not know about this race is obviously we have hundreds of thousands for the whole weekend of volunteers that are out there helping at all different times, can really range in age. But also really we have some of them that you're seeing and interacting with are volunteers that we somehow have convinced to be there for every single year of this event. So you never know who you're interacting with. Just be super kind to them. They're amazing. Like to give of your time this way when you're not being paid, you were literally sitting out there answering maybe the same type of question about the race all day long and doing it with a smile is amazing.
Yeah. And I know that we talked about this with our water people crew on our last or a couple podcasts ago, and they were like, it would be surprising to know that this is actually really fun to do. We had this conversation over the weekend because Bestie Katie is now going to volunteer at the same water stop as Jordan.
Ooh.
And it's because Jordan said, it's actually really fun. And I was like,
well, those Keogh boys are going to be out there too.
I know. I love that. Hey, if I was a runner and I passed them, I'd be like, so yeah, it was like cool hearing that from not somebody that we work with all the time, but just hearing like a water stop is fun. Because like you said, it's not something that you really would think like, oh, I'm just handing out water. But once you're out there, you're seeing the first runners come through, and then like you and the people that you're with are like getting in a group of like, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing this. It's like, yeah. And it's all people who do not have to be out there. And they are.
Right. And they're supporting the journey of other people. A lot of these people, especially the marathon, the half marathon, even the 8K, they set this goal and they've been part of our training teams or, it's their first time being out there, and they're, so appreciative of the efforts of all the volunteers.
Yeah.
And Jordan and the Keogh boys and Katie all know what fun is because they're fun people. So if they think it's fun, know it is.
That's fun.
Do y'all think we've covered the expo pretty well? I think we've covered the expo. We move on into race day. Race morning. This is the real beast, what everyone has been waiting for.
I was trying to tell, who was I trying to tell? Dion, because Dion is always on the island the whole day. And I was telling him that I'm always question mark at the start line.
So am I.
And he's like, I've never seen the start line. I said, it literally like this. It just, everybody's like, whoosh, and everybody comes in there. Everybody's asking you the same question. And I said, most of the time I'll have my question mark up and I'll just turn in the circle and be like, back checks this way. I have extra clothespins. And I'm literally just, and everybody's like, oh, okay, that was my question. I'm like, yep, I know. It's the same, like 3 questions from everybody, but it's crazy.
You can definitely feel like the jitters of everyone in the air on race morning. And then like you're saying, it's funny because I feel like you live in that for a little bit. And then all of a sudden it's like, they're gone. They're out on the course. It's like, quiet up here.
To go somewhere. Yeah. Because at first it's like, wow, there's so many people. And then you're like, oh, there they go. You're like, I guess I'll meet them at the finish line.
What time, this is a big question people get, what time do all 3 events start? And what time should people get there is what we'll start with, in your professional opinion.
So the marathon starts at 7 a.m. And that starts at Broad and First Street. The half marathon, the first wave will start at 7:15. That does have continuous waves every 2 minutes until 7:43. And that starts at between 7th and 8th on Broad Street. And then the 8K starts at 7:30. And that is at 8th and Broad. So I always try to aim for at least an hour before your start time. You want to give yourself, again, plenty of extra time. I'm an early person, to find your parking, to get settled. I personally, I don't mind getting somewhere even earlier and just sitting in my car, and you can sit in the warmth and you can, hang out, but you're there, you have your parking spot and you're ready to go.
Right. It's always a day full of angst anyway, just because you're like, I'm about to run a marathon. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so like making yourself even more stressed out is not the way to go.
Yeah. And like you said, those start lines come down quick.
Yeah.
So you really need to be on time. We, for multiple reasons, but the 8K and the marathon start on the same side of the road. So as soon as the marathon goes off, we are cleaning some stuff up. We're pulling up mats. We're getting things out of the road because the 8Kers are coming barreling down on us in 30 minutes.
Right.
And then we do affect the community with road closures and things like that. So we want to get roads reopened as quickly as we can and lessen our impact on the community. So, like you said, all of a sudden everyone's gone and we are in breakdown mode immediately, trying to get things cleaned up and off the roads and reopened.
What I was going to say, what happens? I mean, because you're an early bird. I'm a late lady all the time. What would happen if I showed up late?
Well, if you show up late, the timing mats could already be pulled, so you don't have a time. We do have sweep vehicles that go behind the last person, and like I said, we're not only just reopening the road at the start line, we're reopening the roads behind the last person. So if you get stuck behind that last person, you're in danger of not having the roads closed when you get to certain parts on the course. So, we really need people to get there on time and make sure that they're doing things safely.
That was a planted question to scare y'all, because I would never be late on race day, and you shouldn't be either, but that's what would happen to you.
And how important is it to be in the wave that your bib says that you're supposed to be in?
It is important. I mean, all the races are sold out, right? We know that. We know it's going to be a lot of people up there. And the waves are based on your pace. Right. And from the standpoint of being a slow runner, which I am, I don't want to be run over by fast people. Right. I don't want to be up in wave A or wave B and have people like running down on top of me and getting annoyed and yelling at me for being in the way. Just like I don't want to be running into people either, so it is important to just be with the right people. You can go at your own pace. I mean, I think the theme of this podcast has been the less stress you have on race day, the better. So you want to be around the people that are of your same pace.
I was going to say, because if you don't, my other thing is like, yeah, sure, you get in there and you're like, but you're not even going to notice it. You'll be going faster than you normally do.
True.
To try to like avoid people being mad at you, and then you've ruined your own race.
Right. Then you go out too fast, and then you have issues later in the race.
Right. Yeah.
And mind you, you chose your wave because you put your time in there. So it's like, don't get mad at us when that's the wave that you're supposed to be in.
What happens if I signed up for the 8K and I'm like, well, I signed up for the 8K because the half is full and I want to run the half. So I get in the half marathon line with my 8K bib on at the start.
So we will have security at each of the start lines, looking for people with the wrong bib numbers. And that's not only for people who are trying to bandit run the race, but sometimes people get confused and they get in the wrong line. Yeah. And like, if you're in the 8K, you don't want to end up, 10 miles in on the half marathon course.
No. Or the reverse. If you're in the marathon and you're like, wow, that felt short. You don't want that to happen.
Right. But, we are asking people to please don't run the wrong race. We understand that the sellout causes some other issues. We saw a lot more deferrals this year because of that, which was to be expected. But the resources on the course are based on our capacity. So we don't want all of a sudden a ton of people out on the course that are taking gels or taking water or noon that we then are running out of stuff. They're taking up space. Quite honestly, the courses all kind of have merge points. And all of a sudden, if we're adding a ton more people, like they're not going to be able to merge like they should. And then that's going to create a bad experience for everybody. And that's why we have our capacities in place, because we want a positive experience for everybody.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people say, I mean, we dressed up as bandits for Halloween to kind of be funny, tongue in cheek. Don't do this. But I understand too, like a lot of people don't realize, I think, what they're doing when they bandit a marathon. I don't think that anyone is choosing to mess up someone else's experience by being like, this is what I'm going to do. Right. But even if you're like, you hear people say, well, I'm not going to take a gel. I'm not going to take a noon. I won't take any water. Well, that's fine. The taking up space is a real thing. Yeah. And I think if you're a runner and you have respect for other runners in the running community, just like they trained really hard for this, just like you would have if you had registered for this race. And I totally understand that it's frustrating, but I think it's just that space part is really something to keep in mind, is that can affect someone's time, someone's experience. And, then they're going to have a bad race day because of that choice. So yeah, something to keep in mind.
Right. And let's say I am a sneaky little bandit and he doesn't have a bib, right? And I'm like, they didn't catch me when I crossed the start line. Does that mean they're not going to catch me somewhere else on the course?
Good question.
It is a good question. We will also have security at the finish area. And so we will be looking kind of where you enter the barricade coming down 5th Street. We will have security there as well, looking for people that aren't wearing numbers and looking for people that are wearing numbers for the wrong race. So, if a marathoner gets in the half and all of a sudden they're coming down the chute wearing a marathon bib, but the lead marathoner is still at mile 20, like those people are also going to be pulled off the course at that point. So,
and staff, we're along the course too. And if we
absolutely
see somebody, we have walkie talkies and like, we can be like, hey, got him.
Yeah. 100%. Now that we've covered all of that, my head went back to the start line and just thinking like it's about to happen. Bag check. You mentioned the Estes bag check that you do need the clear bags. You can get those at the expo ahead of time. We will have a few in case you forgot or something. Go to the Estes bag truck, find somebody with a question mark. They can direct you there at the start. Where are the bag drop off points located for bag check?
So at the marathon start, the Estes trucks will be at 3rd and Broad. So you can drop them off on your way up to get in the chute for the start there. For the half marathon and the 8K, they will be on Broad Street between 10th Street and 11th Street. So just a couple of blocks from the actual start structures up where we're starting to line people up.
Nice. Another question I feel like I get a lot at the start, that if you've got loved ones, maybe you're from out of town, that's probably the most frequent scenario that happens, and they're watching you at the start. They don't have a car, so they're not necessarily going to go try to find you at different points on the course to see you. And they want to know how they get down there. If you're up at the start and you want to get down to the finish, I just walk down 5th Street. That is the best possible way to do that. But we have some new entry points as well to get onto the island this year. So what are those like?
Yeah. So as always, if you come down 5th Street, you can go if you're walking down 5th Street to the right-hand side, which is the west side, there's a big green space where you can hang out and watch people finish. On the other side, on the east side, there is still some construction for the new CoStar building. So you can't actually get on that side past what's Bragg Street.
Okay.
So if you're on that right-hand side and you're watching, we'll have some security to direct people, but you'll just kind of walk towards the museum. So there's the Civil War Museum right down in that area. So you can go down by the museum and kind of loop around, and there'll be signage and things like that to get people to meet their loved ones at the end of the finish chute. On the other side of the road, if you are coming down on that side and you come down 7th Street, you can go straight across the 7th Street Bridge. And again, we'll have some security people in the area to help direct you and things like that. But we're trying to make sure that like where the medical tent is and where the finish chute is, that, we keep those areas kind of clear from spectators.
Now I'm going back to the start. I'm just really rapid fire and thinking about it over here that we're in that. I was going to say to finish up the spectator portion. Also, if you do have a car and you want to spectate, or a way to get around, I would say go to our website and it has we've got a spectator pull down that tells you some party stop destinations with our 12 on your side party zones that are a great way to shows you exact directions on how to get there to see your people. We've usually got live music happening at some of those. Oh, yeah. And people just are bringing the party vibe. So it's a really good way to get out there and enjoy it in a way that feels manageable and not like you are kind of trying to navigate this course yourself. My other
sorry, I was just going to interrupt you real quick. No. If you don't have a car and you're spectating for somebody in the marathon, the Virginia War Memorial, which is on Belvedere, it is mile 16 of the marathon course. It is very easily accessible and walkable if you're leaving the start area. So you can head over there. You can see your person at mile 16, and then you can literally walk straight down to the finish from there as well.
That's great. This is the one that is always getting everybody. Parking. Parking, I would say, honestly, we can tell you some of spots that we know you can park, but I would say go to the website, richmondmarathon.com. You can they pull down menu for travel and says parking. There is a list, maps, all of these things that can help you figure out whether you're going to try street parking, pay to park, all of that. So that is all right there, easy to find. Also, I had another start one and now I'm going to blank on it. Oh, I was thinking about clothing. So if you have all of your layers on race morning and you're like, obviously, you're leaving on, then you take them off and you wear something you don't care about, leave it at the start. You're not getting that back. So make sure it's something that you don't care about. You can't call the lost and found and say, where's that nice jacket I bought at the expo that I ripped off my body at the start? That's not going to happen. So wear something you don't care about, but we are really excited this year. We always donate those clothes, but it's kind of been in a less formal capacity and we're kind of picking them up. This year we have the Boy Scouts are coming to help pick up clothes, which is so nice. And we're working with Goodwill, and Goodwill has huge blue bins that will be out there that will be very obvious. So if you don't want to leave a mess for Boy Scouts, you can just see a blue bin, chuck your own stuff in there. And it's going to get donated, which is awesome. Yeah.
What else we got?
I'm trying to think. What left off?
Start line, we done?
Start line, you think we covered start?
The only other thing I would mention is if you have pre-purchased it, there is race day packet pickup. So and you can still add that to your registration. So if, something pops up next week and you don't think you can get to the expo, you can pre-purchase race day packet pickup. It'll be at the Hilton right at 5th and Broad and get your stuff that morning.
Perfect. So now we're on the course. We're having fun. We're vibing. We have a lot of, we've talked about the spectator zones. We have a lot of community spirit contest groups. More than ever, according to Kristen, who coordinates that. So more than ever, which is hard to fathom because we had a lot last year. So that is really exciting. Enjoy those. They make the course just the absolute best. I think we're really lucky that we don't really know what it's like to have any dead zones too much on the course between just spectators that are out there because the city is awesome. And then the community spirit zones. You're out there. What's it like?
I'm out there. It's
we had Lance on.
Wild. It's great. It's really, so like that's gonna be my job this year, is driving around and kind of like judging. We're not judging them because the public is who votes on the winners. But it's still crazy, and it's great to see new ones pop up every year and see like, oh, what do they have got going on? And I don't know, I feel like I'm starting to see that like, oh, our group is doing a pasta night the night before, and then we're gonna go out and go cheer here. And I'm like, that is so cute, guys. So yeah, very cute. But yeah, I feel like it definitely makes the race, especially because like obviously you see all these videos of like New York, and New York is New York, so it's gonna be huge and people are gonna be everywhere. And we're Richmond, but like it's still crazy.
There's people
like, there's
everywhere.
So many people. And like Lance said, he was like that. Like if you've ever run a dull race, you can tell the difference between this one and like a regular race.
I heard that a lot at Marine Corps. I worked at the Marine Corps Expo, and I think that is also obviously like a huge race that people think of, and it's just cool to be there. And we were promoting River City Half. We weren't even promoting the marathon because it was sold out. And so many people came up to look at the medals still, and we're like, even if they weren't running this year, we're just like, this is my like favorite race that I do like every year when I don't have another marathon. It's just really cool to hear. And they all mention the course. Course support. What do we got going on there?
Yeah. I mean, we have all of our amenities out there. We have our water stops. Water stops are every 2 miles on the marathon course, and then every mile starting at mile 20. We have our gel and chew stops. So we've had Goo for years. And this year we're working with Noogs Energy Chews. So when you get to the stop, you can choose either a gel or a chew. So that's a great new addition. We have our junk food stops where we have pretzels and gummy bears and Coke and, all kinds of things. We have our wet washcloth stops, so you can, wipe down and cool off if it's a warm day.
Yeah, probably does.
If you're running the half marathon, we have the CarMax Halfway Hype Zone. Which is in Bryan Park. They'll have applesauce in there. They'll have bands and spirit groups and all kinds of fun activities there. And then we have our pickle juice, which everybody loves, that pickle last things. Bit of salt to get you to the finish line at mile 23. Unofficially, outside of that, there are people everywhere, as you mentioned. And I would just warn people, when you're in the north side, be careful what you grab, because you never know what might be in a cup at a house party.
You don't. You might leave the north side feeling a little too good.
You're like, woo, it is warm out here.
Had some friends that have, they've really took their time in the north side after they were in there. Yeah, a pickle juice, that's always a good one. I'm like, wet washcloth just sounds great. I have done a lot been more involved talking about the CarMax Halfway Hype Zone, and I didn't realize that it's the whole park.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like the main drag when they go into the park. No, it's the whole park.
It's the whole park.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
How many miles are in the park, like on the half course?
On the half course, I think it's about 2.5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they do like the full big loop, which is like 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was out there with Craig from CarMax, and we were doing a media piece that'll be out, and I saw that and I was like, oh, we're right in here. And he was like, no, it's the whole park. It's like, oh yeah. My gosh.
And I do remember like last year somebody commenting and being like, thank you guys so much for adding this to the park, because this was such like a boost for me.
Yep.
And I was like, great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else we got out on the course.
Bands, DJs. What else? We got we have DJs, like specific DJs that are registered with us, but a lot of the spirit groups bring their own DJs.
Yeah. Lots of signs.
Yeah, lots of signs. I'm excited about the signs this year. I get excited about the signs every year.
I know.
But I don't know. Some of the ones that I saw in New York, like online, I was just like, these are so funny. People are really creative.
Yeah. I guess, do we have anything else we're missing about the course?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish. Really important stuff there.
Yeah.
So the finish is down 5th Street, and it is downhill, which is just what a feeling. That last turn is a place that I always go watch because I'm on the island. So that's one of the only kind of on-course things. And that last turn, if you are not feeling it, this in general, we've got volunteer coaches from all of our training teams that'll have on singlets, like their training team singlets. And they are just out there in full force. They're not only helping their training team members, they are helping anyone who is having issues, anybody who needs it. So you are all part of their training team for this race. But they really camp out at that last turn, and they will be running people up and down the hill. So if somebody like in a cowboy hat, a tutu, and a singlet becomes your best friend on the course, they're probably a training team coach.
Yeah. I was thinking, because I saw a video of Coach Bennett, like the Nike Run Club guy. Mm-hmm. He was at a couple weekends ago, he was at a marathon, and then last weekend he was at New York City. And I was like, that'd be so great to have Coach Bennett, but I feel like we have our own personal Coach Bennett's when it comes to our race, because there's so many of them that will like talk you through the last few steps of your marathon, and then they run back up, and then they go. Yeah. It's crazy.
The amount of steps they must
own marathons.
Oh yeah. Oh, they absolutely do. They do way more than a marathon day. Right. It's amazing. And it's not just like the marathon training team, it's the half marathon training team coaches too. And they're amazing out there. They're motivating people. And I mean, they've been motivating people for months as they've gone through their training. Right. So this is their celebration just as much.
So when we come on that island, you come across the finish line. What happens then?
Okay. So you come across the finish line, you're going to get your water and your medal while you're in the chute. As you're exiting the chute, you can go straight ahead to the parking lots to get your bag if you checked a bag. And if you didn't, you can hang a quick left and go across the bridge right onto the island. You'll get, if you're a marathoner or a half marathoner, you'll get your blanket and your hat. There will be a tear tag on your bib, so make sure that you don't tear that off in advance. And then once you grab that stuff, you'll get your post-race food. And then the party really starts. We've got Hardywood is back again as our official beer partner. Tito's is back. So they'll be doing some vodka lemonades. We have the great sounds of DJ CJ.
Love DJ CJ too.
And then on the island, we will have a screen again that will be live streaming the finish line. So as we talked about before, there's some construction, there's some restricted areas. It can be tough to kind of see things at the finish line, which is why we added the screen last year. And so you can head down to that end of the island. We'll have food trucks. We'll have all kinds of activities. Stretch Lab is going to do group stretching if you need some extra little stretches. And that'll be every 30 minutes. They'll be leading those.
Love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I be out there with my backpack on.
Right. Don't mind me.
Don't forget to stop by the merch and get your finisher gear because now you've finished, so you got to get that thing that says finish. And have a great time and celebrate your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say also the screen is great because one great thing about our race is that you could have people doing the 8K half full all on the same day. So say you're an 8K and you were just roped into this by your marathon friend, you can be sat with your Tito's and lemonade and just watching that screen and you're ready for when they come in. You can take a video of the screen for them to see and then you're ready. You can be right there ready to see them when they come down onto the island to join you for your party.
Yeah. And that's
mind you, your bib comes with a free beer anyway.
That's right.
You get a drink.
Yep. Yeah. And we'll be live streaming the sound from the finish line too.
That's exciting.
So you can hear the announcers as they're calling people come across and cheering people on while you're sitting, at your table in your chair, watching the screen, having a drink and something to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, love that. You shouted out Lindsey Hine earlier as an announcer. We will also have Greg Burton, who is one of my personal favorites, local guy. If you live in Richmond, you know Greg, and he does a great job and I think is just so enthusiastic, also so enthusiastic about having a radio himself. That brings him such joy. So the two of them do a great job at making our finish line really fun and lively. Once again, we'll have all those sponsors out there on Browns Island because they're the best, totally different activations than what they had at the expo. So you'll get to see a lot more cool stuff, cool ways to interact with them.
Finish line engravers will be there.
That's important.
So if you want to get your time engraved on the back of your medal, you can head over to see them. All kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Another big thing for spectators I was thinking of, important to me as part of a marathon spectating squad most of the time, is we are working with RTRT again is our app. They were the first, they quietly did it last year, was kind of more of like a test year to see, and now they're official partner. Very excited because you can really get all those great live updates, so you can track your people and you can get updates of yourself. If after you sign up to track yourself, you can see splits and everything afterwards, then right on your phone.
Yeah, I used it twice for two people I knew who were running, and it was great.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, I was gonna say, I know we say that we're live streaming our finish onto the board. We are not live streaming this race anywhere. So please do not click on any link that says Richmond Marathon live streaming, because we're not doing that. A lot of the time, I feel like every year there's always like a spam thing that will post links and it'll be like, watch here, or it'll be a fake Richmond Marathon page. And they're like, watch here. And I'm like, no, don't watch there.
You're going to get a virus.
Yeah, you're going to get a virus. Don't click on any links. The only way that you can see it streamed is on the billboard on the island.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long does our party go?
Party goes until 2:30.
Okay.
So the course officially closes at 2:00. And then the party goes till 2:30. And then, just like we said at the start, we go right into breakdown mode and we start cleaning everything up and trying to get the roads reopened and, all of that kind of stuff. We love people hanging out and celebrating, but, we also need to get things cleaned up.
Yeah. How are we looking on premium package? Are we sold out of that?
We do still have some space. Okay. So if that's something you're interested in adding, you can still do that. And you can ask about it at the expo, but our premium package gives you parking at the start line. Okay. It gives you pre-race indoor space where we have coffee and bananas and some snacks, real bathrooms, which is also something, very important. And then when you get to the finish line, it also has a private bag check. Okay. So you take your bag directly to the Dominion Center. If you're part of the premium package, which is where the pre-race space is. And then that gets transported to the finish line and is in the tent at the finish line waiting for you when you finish your race. When you finish, you've got a private tent that you can hang out in. It is heated. There is actually a massage in the premium package tent.
Buy one.
As well as a champagne toast, There's lots of warm food. We do a carving station with Virginia ham. We have made to order omelets.
Yeah.
I mean, just
100% be getting the premium.
I would too.
Running this race. 100%. Like not even a yes.
Yeah.
Easy.
My husband did it last year, and he did the 8K and had the premium package, and he really loved life. So I think, no matter your distance, you should do it.
Yeah. It sounds like it's just a treat.
It's also a good place to hang out if you're doing the 8K, waiting for your half marathon or marathoners.
Very true. I always love about like 12 o'clock or so when you look out at the island and it is just dotted with the finisher blankets of everybody like hanging
This
out.
year.
Yeah, I know how things are gonna look good.
Yeah, it's gonna be real bright. Yeah.
Trying to think, or is there anything we're not covering?
No, I don't think so. Follow us at Richmond Marathon on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, because there will also be plenty of giveaways. Cameron's mind is always working. So there will be plenty of giveaways, cool things you want to see and share to celebrate your race on your story, on your feed. So definitely give us a follow. Any updates too, like logistically, if there's any updates that we need to push out to runners on anything that would be happening, that's a great place. Social is the primary place that we're putting that out. Well, obviously, we've got your email addresses. We'll obviously be communicating through a variety of ways if needed, but social is a really good thing that we put a lot of emphasis on. So give us a follow if you haven't yet leading up. And if you just follow Sports Backers, follow Richmond Marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you
Anything
go.
else we're missing?
I don't think so.
No.
But congratulations to 100
Thank
episodes
you.
to you guys.
Woo! Didn't you tell us that this is your 20th marathon?
This is the 20th marathon that I will be working.
Wow.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah. What an exciting one. First one is the event director.
I know.
Sold out.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, pressure's on.
Yeah, you better double this next year. Watch out. Well, thank you all so much. This has been great. And we can't wait to see you in a week.
Woo! 1 week. And then it's time for the potluck.
Woohoo!
Oh.
First Carmax Teculate run, all right?
Well, no, I think it's before.
No, it's after.
Oh, it's after that.
It's after.
Yeah, it's after.
Okay.
Your mind jumping ahead.
I take the room.
Thank you all so much. And if you've got any questions related to your race, be sure to hit us up on social or in the comments here and we can help you out. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks for having me. This is so exciting.
Yeah. Woo. Thanks. See you next week. Bye.